Going your way. Let's start with James Crapia from the Oregonian.
Tim, you had to turn to Braden Swinson for somewhere in the realm of, I think, about 40 or so snaps, probably more than you were expecting, obviously. What did you think of his play? And obviously, while you hope that KT plays, that Braden will obviously still be a big part of this weekend. What do you think of his play last weekend and what he can do for you after that heading into this week?
Yeah, I think that's probably the most significant number of plays he's played in the game. I was pleased with the way he competed. Obviously, for a young player, there's some technique detail that we've got to get better. But I liked how physical he was, the intensity he played with some confidence, and we needed that last week with KTD being down. I'm really fortunate at the outside linebacker position. We rolled 6 guys there last week, and they all have different strengths and weaknesses. And so to get all those guys in the game, particularly the younger guys that hadn't played much, I thought it was really good for us.
Ryan Milano, KWVA.
Justin Flo, he stepped in for an injured Drew Mathis. Can you talk about the job that he did against Fresno State and then what you're going to need to see from him against Ohio State this weekend?
Well, Justin, kind of showed on Saturday who he is. He's a guy that's a very explosive football player, plays with a ton of passion. He's a guy that can really chase people down when he gets there. I've said in the past, balls and pads and everything starts to get separated. He gets there with such violence. He didn't always, fit things exactly the way we'd like him to. We've got to work on some things. Coach Wilson will, but we know he's got a bright future, and he's going to continue to earn more reps.
Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Hi, Tim. You guys gave up 298 passing yards in the opener. Just how do you assess the performance of your pass defense in week 1, and what do you need to do better going against, these Ohio State receivers coming up this week?
Well, clearly it wasn't great. Couple reasons. We let the quarterback out of the pocket extend plays, which led to a couple long throws. We had a couple of busted coverages, which obviously, hurts. We didn't line up in that second quarter to tempo as well as we should have. But they're all very fixable things. As we went through the tape yesterday and this morning, pointing out the details of where guys' eyes should be, where they should be fitting on. In that first game, sometimes guys playing for the first time, they're so caught up in the moment that they're not, thinking through their progression. So we've got to get guys more comfortable in the system and clean all that up, because obviously the talent's going up, way up this week, and they're a team that's really capable of a ton of explosive plays.
Eric Scopel, 247 Sports.
Tim, you've obviously prepared for a lot of offenses over your coaching career. I'm curious, Ohio State with these 2 receivers, have you prepared for something comparable to this? Is there something from your career you can point to? Because this is the top guys, right?
I was going to say, I don't know that, I've had to face 2 first-round picks. A lot of times you may see a special guy and you can design coverages around trying to double him. But, when you got 2 guys, the talent that they have, it's really, really difficult. And so, obviously we got to, present different looks. We've got to, pressure the quarterback, try to give him different looks. But the biggest key that I think that they, do a great job with is their play action game, where they get the running game going. And if you don't have enough to stop that, you got to keep adding more guys, and that's where they get their really explosive plays. So presents a huge challenge, and our guys are going to have to be, on point this week with their eyes, the physicality at the line, so we can't let things break, so that we can play on the back end and try to contain these guys.
Alvaro Torres, End Zoners.
Hi, Coach DeRuyter. Sorry if I mispronounce your name.
No worries.
Last year, your opponents converted on 3rd down from an average distance of 6.06 yards, ranking worst in the Pac-12 and 121st in the FBS. Against Fresno State, 6 of their 7 conversions on 3rd down were from 6 yards or more. What adjustments do you think you need to make in order to improve on that aspect?
Well, the big thing is we've got to fit our coverage right. We've got to keep the quarterback in the pocket. We knew going into last week's game that their quarterback did a really nice job, Hayner, of getting out of the pocket and extending plays. When you do that, it's difficult, and they've got a good group of receivers. We looked through the tape on Sunday, and made sure guys knew and understood where they needed to fit on different coverages. We got some formation into the boundary in empty formations that we did not fit very well. The key is getting our guys, to understand in a tempo environment how to get lined up in a hurry and where their eyes need to be.
Matt Preem, 247 Sports.
Your thoughts on how Mace Funa and Adrian Jackson performed off the edge? Funa in particular looked night and day compared to 2020.
Yeah, I don't know compared to 2020, but I was really pleased with Mace. He's done a great job of slimming his body down. He's done a nice job of training the off season. I think he's in a really good place as far as understanding our package. So he's playing, particularly fast. He's always been a really, really physical guy off the edge. We got to continue to develop his pass rush. He had, a couple really good speed to powers, but as he got tired, and a lot of our guys did in that second quarter, his production went down. Just his speed went down. Part of that's just, getting ourselves into game shape and being able to grind through. Adrian played okay. He's got a tremendous burst, and I thought they had a nice plan to try to chip those guys. And I think that got in his head a little bit early. But both those guys got to be players for this week, particularly Adrian in pass rush. Because again, the competition goes way, way up.
Zach Neal, Ducks Wire.
Coach, you've been able to see him in practice, but now with DJ James and Jamal Hill available for Ohio State, how close are you to thinking that they can contribute to this defense as far as a football shape and preparation standpoint?
Well, they've been with us the last couple of weeks practicing, and so there was a little rust that had to get knocked off, but they've been, looking pretty good at practice this week, and so they'll be competing right away for jobs.
Jared Denny on 3.com.
Yeah, to kind of segue from that, what was kind of your assessment of Triquez and Dante on Saturday? How do you think? What do you think they did particularly well?
Yeah, a bit to be expected. When it's your first time, I think there's some confidence issues for both of them. At times playing a little, softer in coverage than we would have liked. Would have rather have guys competing. Their eye discipline wasn't spot on. But at the end of the game, Triquez made the play to get him short of the sticks. Having the awareness of where the sticks are, sitting on the sticks, and making a sure tackle short of the sticks. Are signs of growth that he's starting to understand. And I think the more that both those guys play, the more confidence they'll have, the faster they'll play.
James Crapia, the Oregonian.
Tim, when they have possibly the best slot receiver in the country in Wilson and also Ruckert to throw out there, it seemed like at least last week you wanted to keep your inside guy, Flo and Noah, the preference is to keep them on the field rather than put in a true dime. How do you evaluate the coverage of your nickels, whether you're talking about Jordan, who got down there a lot, particularly in the red zone, Bennett didn't record a stat, but wasn't challenged a lot either. And now Jamal, how do you evaluate the coverage aspects of those three matching up with either a Wilson or a Ruckert?
Well, obviously that's where the challenge is going to be, because the matchup there, we're going to have to do multiple things. Try to give them some help when we can, when they are playing straight up man, have them know where their help is, whether it's low or high, inside or out, and just continue to change up the look so that this quarterback's going to have to find the guy that doesn't have the help.
Aaron Heisen, the Daily Emerald.
Yeah, Coach. Triquez, Bridges, and Dante Manning, they played a crucial part in Saturday's win. What are some things that you're seeing from those two guys?
Well, I think competition's great. They competed all spring. They've been competing all fall. Triquez knows that Dante's a highly talented guy, and Dante knows that Triquez has some length on him that he doesn't have. So they both bring different things to the table, and I think that competition's push both of them to try to maximize where they're at. And I think it's going to be game reps before they continue to evolve to what they ultimately will be.
Last question, Eric Scopel, 247 Sports.
Coach, this falls off a little bit of what James was asking, but you mentioned the inside linebackers in pass coverage. How did you assess Noah and Justin there? It seems like they got lost a few times.
Yeah, it's something that we've got to continue to work on. I think overall they knew where to fit, but at times they got lost. And you got to give Fresno State credit. They give you a lot of different concepts to process, and they got a veteran quarterback and veteran receivers that have really good talent. So it's something that was a great test for us. We didn't always fit things the best way. And it's something we've got to work on. So, it's something that we are aware of, obviously, and we'll just continue to work on.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time. Good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Go Ducks.